So yes, so that's going to be, of course, the Superbike Challenge Masters and 600 class. 17 machines out there, and Kieran Snyman, the man on pole position on the Fireblade. Alongside him, Malcolm the Raptor Rapson. I just tried that nickname out, so yeah, I don't know if it's going to stick. But yes, the fastest accountant on 2 wheels on his Gixxer. As always, the trusty Gixxer, also leading the Masters section, and Ronald Slammert. I saw him earlier on here, back again as well. The man all the way from Namibia. God help him.
Yeah, the Red Baron is back. He actually has done virtually no testing on that machine, so he's got some issues. He's trying to work his way around. Some electronics, some setups, some shock absorbers. So he's got his hands full with that machine, and he's been fighting it all the way around this track. Kieran Snyman has been looking particularly good with that Fireblade, and he's going to want to convert that pole position into victory. Of course, on the inside of row 2 is Hilton Redlingace, and he is on the 888 Motorcycles Kawasaki.
See, he's got to make a decision now, Nick. He's on Kawasaki some weekends, he's on Suzuki's other weekends, he's classics, yes, he's impersonating Kevin Schwantz at Swartkops one weekend, and now he's back on the Suzuki. The 1000cc. He's got Mark van den Berg and Tristan Pienaar along with him as well. That's the R6 Yamaha of Tristan Pienaar. Slade van Niekerk on his ZX6. And Jason Lineker on the 600 Honda. Well, it looks like everybody is all sorted on the grid. That number 14 being pushed back into a position. That's Clint Munton on the ZX10RR. And, well, it looks like we are almost ready and waiting to go. And the bravest man in motorsport, John Green, who has to run out of the way of these hooligans. With the very itchy trigger fingers. Here he goes. And lights will go out around about now. And from the third row over there, it looked like Ronald Slammer getting a mighty start, but it looks like it will be our pole man that will take it into the first turn.
Yeah, Kieran Snowman has gone along and just slotted into the lead there ahead of Slammer. He got a flyer off the start. Rapson got left behind, but he has recovered well now to go along and reclaim that third position. Of course, Malcolm Rapson will be able to go along and build it up. And but he's going to have to do that pretty quickly. Kieran Snyman is going to try and make the break now as soon as he can. And Rapson has got Ronald Slammert there ahead of him in second position. And he will have to work really hard and try and bridge that gap as soon as possible.
Well, you have to give, Malcolm Rapson a little bit of time. You know, the older guys, they get a little bit more time in the morning to wake up and everything like that, but they usually are knocking on the door later on. Let's go down the back straight now, and let's see how that Fireblade runs it down there. Here comes Malcolm Rapson. He's going to make a move on that Kawasaki of Ronald Slammert, and will be on the inside, and will take that, not quite yet, back. So Ronald Slammert will hold into turn 5 right now, Pertamina Fastron. This is a 9-lap race. They'll be coming up underneath that City of Cape Town bridge to complete lap 1.
So they power their way down under the bridge through to the start of the finish line. Slammert is still there in second place. Rapson snapping at his heels, looking to the inside. In the meantime, it is Hilton Redlingace who's doing a good job there, holding on to fourth place. But he's also got his hands full because Mark van der Berg is there right behind him on the number 96 machine. He really gets good drive coming out of turn 1, but then has to back off as Redlingace has got that line covered. And it looks like, is that Slade van Niekerk that's there in 6th position?
Yes, that is. It's the actually 5th position I see here on. Yeah. I think it's 5th and 6th is the two youngsters, Van Niekerk and Pienaar. That's a hungry 600 pairing over there as well. I've got Dave Abrams up in the box here as well, Mr. Motorcycle himself here at Killarney. And, well, that's the pair, of course, for the 600s. Redlingace, Munton, Bodsworth. Bradley Bodsworth will be the man in 9th position. He leads the Superbike Challenge class ahead of Duser.
Well, Kieran Snyman is really going along and pinning his ears back here down the back straight. He's pulled out about 7 bike lengths over the rest of the field. And in the meantime, it's Slammert that is holding on by the skin of his teeth there. Rapson is throwing everything in the kitchen sink going down the straight and into the corners. But somehow, some way, the Baron is managing to hold on. So, the Red Baron is still there in second place. Still in third position now is actually your reigning champion, Malcolm Rapson. But watch Mark van der Berg. If anything, van der Berg is beginning to close up on his two in front of him.
Well, just taking a look, he's 1.4 seconds off of Rapson at the moment, and the more they keep each other occupied, he's going to chip away at that gap. Remember, he's got 7 laps.
Yeah, 7 laps, but that's not a lot of time on this track. They turn around 1 minute 12, 1 minute 13. Hilton Redlinghuysen has made him something has gone wrong with him. He's dropped down through to 7th position. So after running a strong 4th, something has gone wrong, and he's dropped back to 7th.
It's unfortunate over there. Pienaar and Van Niekerk, 0.3 of a second between the two of them in the 600 class, 5th and 6th respectively. But just looking at how the times are looking, a 1:12.314 from Kewan Snyman, the fastest lap of the race. He was 2 seconds ahead of the Ronald Slabbert, Malcolm Rapson gap, of course, the second and third place battle. And between them, 0.2 of a second.
Well, Slammert is really riding a canny race over here. He's putting the bike right in the middle of the track, and he's forcing Rapson to go around the outside. He can't go around and move it through to the inside. So that way, he manages to hold on to the position of the brakes, going through into turn 5 into Cape Town corner. And again, he does that down the red straight, takes the line onto the brakes into turn 1. And Rapson can do nothing about it, but in doing that, I mean, he's slowing right down, but Mark van der Berg has now closed him to within half a second of the two in front of him.
9/10 on the last lap there, Nick. Let me tell you one thing, he's really chewed away at it now, and he's now joining the back of him. It's going to be a 3-way battle for second in this particular race. Pienaar van Niekerk still about 3 seconds back, 3/10 between the two of them. Redlinghuysen and Munton. Munton is currently 3rd in the Masters section at the moment, number 14 bike in 8th position overall.
Yeah, Redlinghuysen was actually pretty close to the two youngsters in front of him, Pienaar and Munton, but unfortunately, it looks like, well, now as I say that, he's now beginning to try and close the gap back up. But in the meantime, now Rapson's having a look up on the inside. Van der Berg is trying to jump them both down the back straight. There are 3 abreast going down into Cape Town corner. They cannot fit 3 into 1. And somehow, some way, is that Rapson has gone through into second. Rapson is second, the Baron is 3rd, and then in 4th place is Mark van der Berg, but he's made his intentions impeccably clear. He's having a go on the inside now, down the main straight. He is so much later on the brakes. He has an inside line. He's going to try and, well, yeah, virtually a block pass there on the Red Baron, and Ronald Slammert is really having his hands full with that Kawasaki. He is really struggling, and well, these two have now gobbled him up in the span of 2 corners.
Well, just going back to Hilton Redlinghuysen, it was a bad start for him earlier on. He's actually 3rd in the Masters section and is currently 4/10 off of the pair ahead of him, Pienaar and Van Niekerk. So he's fighting his way back now on, of course, the Superbike class. Now, 5 laps left to go, including the one that are currently on at the moment. Snyman, 5.5 seconds between himself and Rapson, who's just made it back up into 2nd position. But Slammert, Van den Berg are still hanging in there. Plenty of time for doing something over here, definitely.
Well, this is exactly what I was saying now, was Rapson had to go along and overcome the Red Baron as quickly as possible to make up the gap, because Snyman was going to go along and cut and hightail it out of here, and he's done that. So the only way that Rapson will be able to, and that's only just catching up to him, he has to take out 1 second a lap out of Kewan Snyman. Snyman is the fastest rider on track, and that's just not going to happen. Now, the battle is up for 2nd place, and it looks like up on the inside there is that Rapson just ahead there of Mark van der Berg.
Yeah, it's 0.008 of a second between Rapson and Van der Berg as they cross the line. Ronald Slammert is now finding himself in 4th position at the moment, a second off.
It looks like Van der Berg has actually made that move stick. He's managed to get past Rapson, and Redlinghuysen is coming through there as well. So I think Hilton Redlinghuysen has made one more time. I think he's just there behind Slake Van Niekerk. There we go. So he's now finally managing to make his way through. A late charge then from Hilton Redlinghuysen.
Yeah, Redlinghuysen there up into 6th position now, and only 0.02 of a second, or 27 thousandths off of Van Niekerk at the moment. Slammert still hanging in there in 4th position now, a second off of the Rapson Van den Berg battle. We'll watch him and see if he can actually fight it back. It doesn't look like it for now. It looks like he's visibly losing ground. You can see them down the back straight as the Fireblade of Kewan Snyman comes across the line. 7.2 seconds the last time out. I can only expect that it's grown every single time. A 1:12.617 on the last lap now, and Malcolm Rapson will do a 1:13.497. It is now 8.1 seconds between Snyman and the Van den Berg Rapson battle.
Well, Mark van der Berg is riding the wheels of that machine. He's really doing a superb job. Malcolm Rapson is not having any of it though. these are the two masters vying for victory in the class. Remember, Kevin Sneyman is a youngster in comparison, and these two are going along virtually trading paintwork there through Quarry in second place and third place respectively. The Red Baron, Ronald Slammett, is keeping a watching brief there in fourth place. He can do nothing more. And then we have Hilton Redlingace. He's in fifth, but it's not out of the woods yet, as Fanikak and Pienaar are right there too.
Yeah, Van Niekerk and Pienaar, 26 thousandths between the two of them, battling it out for the 600 class as they cross the line earlier on. 6th and 7th overall. Clint Munton is 11.4 seconds further back, but he's now keeping Lineker at bay. Lineker is third in 600s at the moment on that number 93 machine. That, of course, the Honda that he's currently on. And then that's ahead of Matthew Duser, 9/10 of a second back. Matthew Duser leads the Superbike Challenge class. Brad Bodsworth is now second in class, quite a bit back.
Hilton Redlingace has pulled off the circuit. So Hilton Redlingace, after that strong comeback, there's a problem there for him, and he pulls off the circuit to retire. And in the meantime, now it's Fanikak and Pienaar that are having a go at each other then for position for now 5th place out on track following Redlingace's retirement.
Well, this lap and the next lap left to go. Kewan Sneyman crossed the line, a 1:12.900, and that's about a second point one faster than Mark van den Berg and Malcolm Rapson, who are within the same bracket as far as times are concerned. The two Jixers keeping each other occupied there. Slammett now 1.5 seconds off of the pair ahead of him, as Van Niekerk 7.7 seconds back, leading that 600 class ahead of Pienaar. Pienaar, the number 50 bike, ahead of Munton. Lineker in second. He could actually have 7th overall as well.
So I think Slate van Niekerk has actually lost that position to Pienaar, because he's now actually doing the chasing as they come down onto the back straight. So Slate van Niekerk has actually lost that position to Pienaar, and he's going to try and gain it back now in the slipstream on the back straight towards Cape Town corner, but he's not close enough, and he will have one more lap to go to be able to do anything about it. In the meantime, Kewan Sneyman is waltzing away to victory here on his final lap. There's nobody to challenge him. He's going through into Quarry now for the last time, and he is well clear of the battle for second place, which is there between Mark van den Berg and Malcolm Rapson. Those two are nose to tail now as they go through to Quarry. And it looks like actually, it's still Rapson in second place, holding on by the skin of his teeth, but he's still battling it out there. Van den Berg is still in second place, but Rapson is doing all the attacking now. 3 quarters to go.
Yeah, it was a matter of hundreds and thousands. Now it's 4/10 of a second between the two of them when they cross the line. So you can call it a little bit of breathing space. They're on the final lap right now. Kewan Sneyman, 9.9 seconds on the last lap ahead of the pair behind him. And we just have to watch out for that red Fireblade to come to the line and take a very dominant victory. Here he comes now, number 19. He's now taken the win on the CBR 1000.
A brilliant win there from Kewan Sneyman. He did what he needed to do. Now the two Suzukis powering to the line. And it's Rapson. Rapson has managed to go along and get Mark van den Berg on the final lap. Getting 4th place then is Ronald Slammett. He gets some points in the bag, and it's side by side. Slate van Niekerk, I think, has just managed to go along and put Pienaar to the line. I think it was basically, it looks like Pienaar is actually listed as 200ths of a second there ahead of Slate van Niekerk.
All down to transponder placement, I think
so,
they,
because,
Nick.
They were wheel to wheel there as they crossed that finish line.
No, that was incredibly close. Lineker gets third in class. Yes, he's 15.5 seconds further back, but he gets the podium ahead of Clint Munton, ahead of him by 3.2 seconds. Matthew Duser gets the 9th position overall, but he gets the win in the Superbike Challenge class. Okay, Van Niekerk, the 92. Matthew Van Niekerk on the R1 Yamaha. He's 10th overall. And that will also be 6th in the Superbike class. He's ahead of Brad Bodsworth in second, 11th overall. Wayne Aronser also getting himself third in class, number 12 as far as finishing order is concerned, but also one of the Masters out there. And I think he got 4th in the Master section as well.
Yeah, so the Eagle is there. He's still out on track and doing his thing, and managing to get a podium finish that in class. So I think he'll be well pleased with that.
Jamie Hall will get 4th in the 600 class. Quinton Weening, Number 85 in 14th position. That will be 4th in the Superbike Challenge class. Then it will be Frost, number 15, or 15th, Daniel Frost, of the last of the finishers, and Redlinghuyse and McCrill. I don't think McCrill actually even turned a wheel in this race, to be honest. No, on the BMW. So 16 were starting, 15 came to the end of the race.